All right, I don't want anyone to get emotional tonight, all right? It is the final show of the year. I mean, I know. I've already had to console Tad up here. He's bummed out that it's last time we get to get together on Monday night. Well, welcome in to Bus Prime Time here at Carelli's of Boulder. Our gracious hosts, they have been now for, 15, 16 years? JT, how long has it been? 16 years? 16? 16 years. Carelli's has hosted us on various nights. Yeah.
Yep.
Phenomenal place to come and have dinner at any time, but especially on Monday nights from 7 until 8 o'clock. Coming up with the program, Barrington Hargress is going to join us, the junior point guard for the Buffaloes, who's been outstanding this season for Colorado. JR Payne is going to be with us. How about that win they had over number 20 Texas Tech on Saturday night? The fifth, speaking of, there's Barrington right there as he comes on in. The women have won 20 games for 5 consecutive seasons. They're getting votes now in the top 25. And of course, we got the head coach, Tad Boyle, along. They got a heck of a win as well on Saturday. Earlier in the day, it was a day-night doubleheader as the Buffs knocked off Oklahoma State. Almost forgot who we played.
Exactly.
Oklahoma State on Saturday afternoon, 83-69, and now get ready for a Wednesday night game with Kansas State coming to town. So, stretch run of the season. Things got very urgent this time of year.
Coming down the stretch, it's amazing how quick the season goes. It felt like January took forever. It was the slowest month. And then February's just flown by.
Right.
So you just but yeah, we got 4 left, 2 at home, 2 on the road, and then an opportunity in the conference tournament to go make some noise in Kansas City. Fun time of year.
Does it feel like February? There's an old line Coach Barnett says all the time, right? They remember the games you win in November. Nothing rhymes with February, so we can't come up with a clever line like that. But does the intensity rise in February?
No doubt. And all the secrets are out.
Right.
Everybody knows what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. We know the other team's strengths and weaknesses. So, yeah, it's hard to. It's really, really hard to win games as the course of the season moves on. But that's the fun part of it too, the challenge. In it, and you get a chance to see your team, who's obviously we've got a very young team this year, but you get a chance to see these guys really grow and improve and start to evolve into legitimate Division I basketball players. Certainly your freshmen, but then we're going to have Barrington on here, to see a guy like that who's come in and moved up a level, and to see him and how he's played and the consistency he has given us. And so, it's I always like to see where we're at in February relative to where we were in November.
Sure.
And you want to see that growth and development. I've certainly seen it this year.
You've got such a strange quirk in the schedule this year because you don't have a true round robin in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So look at that in the stretch here. Oklahoma State, Arizona, Houston, Kansas State. You only see one time, and it's 4 of your last 5 games.
Exactly, yeah. 4 of our last 5, you're exactly right. We haven't seen them before, and that's, I don't like that. That's the one thing about these big conferences I really don't appreciate, because I grew up in the Big 8 where, you played 14 league games. You played everybody twice, home and home. And to me, that's how you get a true champion. You get a true conference champion, and we don't have that now, but neither does the Big Ten or the ACC or the any of the leagues. I mean, it seems like there's a few that play true round robins, but we're not one of them, unfortunately.
All right, you get the nice win over Oklahoma State. I was joking with you in the postgame. I said you had to win that game twice, right? You jumped up by 17 in the first half. If you want to talk about the last play of the first half, you certainly can. And then you come out, you cough up the lead, you go down by 1, had to come back and win it again.
Yeah, I talked to our team about that today after practice, but no, the game of basketball is a game of runs. We all know that. It's a game of momentum. We all know that. But I told our guys, like, we got a team down 17 at home, especially a team that really has struggled on the road like Oklahoma State has. You can't give them life. You can't give them anything to believe in, and so that's why that play at the end of the first half. And part of that was on us as coaches. We were trying to make adjustments to matchups, and I just believe this. And I meant to grab both Sebi and Isaiah after practice today, and I forgot now that you bring it up. But I'm going to do it tomorrow. But part of that was on us. But this is also a time of year, Mark, where you got to have the players on the team. They got to take ownership on the floor. Like, forget the coaching staff. Like, sometimes we overcoach. like when it comes to matchups, and we do a lot of preparation with scouting reports and personnel. And at some point, they got to figure it out themselves. Like it's funny in the first half, Barrington, early in the year, he'd always look over like, what play do you want to run out of bounds underneath? And finally, I've just you call it, man. Like let's go. The second half when things are tight, offense is front of our bench. I'll communicate to you what we want to run, but I want the players to take ownership in the matchups or the play we're running or whatever. We'll usually at timeouts we'll give them a play. Hey, next time down we want to run this or next. And we usually run plays after a made basket, not after a missed basket, because when we get a stop, I want our guys to run and play in transition and play with freedom. So, but that's part of the maturation of a team. And we had a freshman and a sophomore there that didn't quite communicate like they needed to. Part of that was our fault. I'd take ownership, but boy, I wanted to wring somebody's neck right then. I can tell you that.
Yeah, if you saw the replay, you didn't
yeah,
seem
that's
happy.
all right. No, I was not happy. I was not happy.
So,
but you know what? I the one thing about me, Mark, I don't. I'm not going to take it to my grave. I'm gonna get it off my chest. So otherwise, I don't think I'd be alive today. Would have self.
How many years of therapy got you to that point?
Yeah, well, it's quite a bit, quite frankly. And you mentioned that. I swear. I mean, I went to a therapist early in my head coaching career when I was.
Did you really?
Oh, absolutely. When I was in Greeley.
Yeah.
My. I mean, I don't know if you called a therapist. It was
Right.
a sports psychologist,
Psychology,
whatever.
yeah.
It was a guy that and he didn't. He helped me, but he also, I'm not sure he wanted to see me much anymore. I mean, I didn't have a lot of answers, but he did help me.
He still uses you as an example.
Yes,
he
no
talks to.
question.
That's got to be. I don't know if you guys know this. Tad's kind of competitive. I don't know if you guys know this. I mean, he's gentlemanly, and when you're around him, you see this kind of congenial guy. But anybody who plays a sport at any level, you have to have competitive nature in you.
You have to.
So when you become a
have
coach, how do you balance that then in terms of my competitiveness to I need to be a teacher, and these guys may not understand what I say?
Well, number one, you try to recruit competitors,
Right.
Because the one thing you can't do as a coach is you can't give a guy heart, you can't give a guy tough. You want to recruit guys that are competitive by nature as well. Most kids are, but it's interesting. Everybody wants to win, but not everybody hates to lose.
It's a good line.
And you got to find guys that hate to lose.
Yeah.
And I've always said this too, Mark, and I believe this, for the people that are here tonight, and I think the nice thing about having the players come out and talk to you and so they get the chance to know their personality. We've got great young men on our team. And but it's one thing to be a great guy off the court, but you got to be a little bit nasty on the court. And that's okay, So, but you want to recruit guys that hate to lose as much as you do. And if you got that, then you can go to war with them.
Yeah, without question. You think of a guy, some of the great competitors in sports history, right? You think of, in basketball, you think of Jordan and Kobe,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
They were just,
ultimate competitors. Ultimate.
Assassins on the court. They despise losing.
Yes.
And so,
And that's what you have to do. You have to. It's kind of like a war of wills.
Yeah.
Who wants it more? And that's one of the things I've talked to our team about. We mentioned playing in February. I told them the other day, games in February are won by teams that have played with more toughness, execution, and a will to win. A will to win. I mean, everybody wants to win, but do you have the will to make it happen? And the teams that find that will and find that, dig deeper and do whatever it takes on the floor to get it done, sometimes makes all the difference.
I know we're sitting right here, but I'm going to have you brag on Barrington Hargress right now for a moment. Because this is a guy, and I've said to you many times, he's a guy that handles himself like a professional.
Yep.
He shows up every night. You know what you're going to get from him. He picks and chooses his spots where, okay, tonight I need 9 or assists. Okay, tonight I got to score 20. He has been such a wonderful pickup for you this year.
Yeah, well, unbelievable. I mean, consistency and decision-making. To me, those are the two things that Barrington has done at an elite level for Colorado basketball this year. His consistency night in and night out, both offensively and defensively, his ability to make good decisions with the ball, has been, you just look at his assist to turnover ratio, and that speaks for itself. So,
Fantastic. Yeah.
and he's a guy that what I really respect about him is when we recruited him. He came here and he said, Coach, I want to become a complete point guard. I've scored the ball for UC Riverside. He averaged 20 points a game, and he needed to do that for them to win. And I said, there's going to be nights, Barrington, where we need you to score 20 points, but there's also other nights we need you to score, 10 or 12, and you got 8 or 9 assists, and you get your teammates involved. And he's really taken that role on, and I can't say enough about him, but he's really improved his three-point shooting as well. That was another thing that we talked about in his recruiting process. Like, you're a good three-point shooter, but you need to become an elite three-point shooter, and he's become that. I mean, he's a guy that every time the ball leaves his hands, to me, I think it's going in, and more often than not, it does.
Well, the stat line he put together, we got to get to a break here, but the stat line he put together against Oklahoma State: 16 points, 5 of 10 shooting, 3 of 6 from downtown, 3 of 3 from the foul line, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, 2 turnovers. So 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, which is phenomenal.
Yeah,
and he's been doing that for all season long. So we're going to talk with Barrington here in a couple of minutes. Colorado basketball is brought to us by Modelo. We're on board for those with a fighting spirit. Modelo brewed for full-time bus fans. More with Tad Boyle after a quick break. We're here at Carelli's, our final show of the year. Back in a moment. This is Colorado basketball from their University of Colorado basketball is brought to us by Pepsi. Grab yourself an ice-cold Starry lemon flavored soda for the ball game. Starry hits different. Starry, a proud sponsor of Colorado Athletics. Final show of the year as we're here at Carelli's of Boulder. Always a great spot to come by for a great meal. Been out here all year long, Mondays from 7 until 8 o'clock. We continue. Tad Hargress is going to join us here in a couple of minutes. JR Payne will be with us as well. The women are in action tomorrow night. They've got Utah tomorrow night at home. Men play on Wednesday against Kansas State. One of the most famous moments in college basketball history, 41 years ago today. Purdue, Indiana. Bobby Knight throws the chair on the court.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so,
how many years ago? 41?
41 years ago.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
we're talking, we're talking about Ted and getting upset. You've never thrown a chair.
I don't think I'll succumb to that. But it's interesting. When I first got into coaching, Mark, I may have told you this story or not. I can't remember, but I was got named the head high school coach at Longmont High School, first head coaching job. So I said, I'm gonna go to a coaching clinic. I'm gonna go figure out how this thing works. I'd been an assistant coach, for a couple years, and so I called Mark Turgeon, who was the head JV coach at Kansas at the time, and I said, you want to go to Coach Knight does coach fall, and you go into Bloomington on a Friday, and they practice on Friday afternoon, and then he speaks afterwards, and then they practice twice on Saturday, and they practice Sunday morning. So you get to see 4 practices. He's mic'd up at every one.
Fantastic.
And and his assistants would coach or teach and speak to. So I mean, I still have the notes from that clinic, literally in my folder in my desk, and learned so much. And he was such a knowledgeable guy about the game.
And he probably learned how to use certain 4-letter words.
For some lines, they're not probably appropriate for the airwaves. But he was. But man, he was such a good teacher and
Brilliant basketball mind.
Yeah, brilliant basketball mind. But he's one of those guys that's very polar in the world today. Gotten to know Steve Alford, through the years. Was the head coach at UCLA, he's now at Nevada, and he didn't always enjoy playing for him. But
Steve has some. I did a speaking of it with Steve one time, and spent a lot of time with Steve. He has some very interesting stories.
Very interesting, yeah. And then Dan Dockich, who does a radio thing in Indianapolis, he was my age and played against him. One of my highlights of my career, it was my freshman year at Kansas. We played in the ECAC Holiday Festival in New York City, Madison Square Garden. It was Villanova against Indiana. This was a year after they won the national championship. It was Kansas against St. John's. They were better than Villanova. We both lost in the first round.
Wow.
On the East Coast.
Yeah.
We didn't have West Coast refs. I can tell you that. But we both lose. So the best 2 teams are playing for third place the next night, and we beat them. And so he goes home to Bloomington 0-2, and he wasn't too happy. He didn't throw a chair that night, but he did throw a trash can in the bowels of Madison Square Garden, and I was witness to that. So,
stacking up this year, and he turns on me and crushed me for about 2 minutes. And I got done, and a reporter leans over, a veteran guy, and he goes, number 1, I'm impressed he knew your name, so I had that going for me. And number 2, you've now been christened into professional journalism right there.
So there you go. By the one and only.
I got the ire of Bobby Knight.
And he didn't squash you. You overcame and look
where
you are today.
I'd like to think I could have played for him as well. You never know. I can take a little criticism. Yeah. Hey, you got Kansas State coming up here. Now they've had an interesting year with the dismissal of their head coach, Jerome Tang, and so they've got an interim coach. Talented team.
Really talented team. We got a kid named P.J. Haggerty, who is the second leading scorer in the Big 12 behind the Debansa kid from BYU, who we know how talented he is. And they've got another kid, Nate Johnson, who's a really, really good guard, was the MAC Player of the Year from defensively. So he can really pass the ball, score the ball. They've got some talented guys on that team. They've been hit by the injury bug a little bit, like a lot of people have, but no, they make over 9 threes a game. We got to guard the 3-point line. They set a lot of ball screens for their guards. So our guards are going to be really, really challenged. Guys like Barrington and Isaiah and Jalen and Josiah, all those perimeter guys are going to be challenged to guard the ball and guard good players because they're very capable offensively. If they ball and get good shots, they're giving up 84 points a game. So hopefully if we execute on offense, we can score the ball. But we want to make it a track meet, Mark. You know, we're playing at home, playing with altitude, so we're a deeper team. So if we play the way we're capable of playing, I like our chances.
Your guys are coming off a very nice game the other day against Oklahoma State. Are you finding late in the season a hungry basketball team?
Yeah, I am. I think these guys are they're bought in. You know, you can tell usually in mid to late February whether your team is kind of tanking. You know,
sacking the bats, as you like to say.
Sacking the bats. Don't feel like that at all with this team. They're hungry. They want to continue to get better. They like each other, so yeah, I'm optimistic in terms of how we're going to finish this season. And you know, one of the things I'm probably most proud of, you know, having coached at Colorado for as long as I have, is our performance in the Pac-12 and the Big 12 tournaments. Yeah. Now that's still a few weeks away, but we got to finish this thing strong. But I feel good things are ahead for this team as we head down the stretch for sure.
Looking forward to it. Wednesday night, you've got K-State in town, 7:00 ball game. Yep. Your second to last chance to see the Buffs at home this season. So get on out there and cheer them. Good luck this week.
Okay, thanks,
All right.
Mark.
Tad Boyle, head coach of the Buffaloes, 7:00 on Wednesday night. K-State is in town. The guy we were talking about a moment ago, Barrington Hargress, is going to join us after a quick timeout. Our program tonight is brought to us by Molson Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment, Choose Chill, proud partner of Colorado Athletics. Celebrate responsibly. We're celebrating tonight at Carelli's. It's our final show of the year. Buffs Primetime back in a moment. This is Colorado basketball from Learfield. Once again, back on Buffs Prime Time. Our final show of the season here at Carelli's of Boulder. Great spot to swing by before or after an ECU basketball game or any time. Best food in town. It's our players segment. JR Payne still to come. We'll talk with the women's coach coming off a great victory over number 20 Texas Tech on Saturday night. They get ready for Utah tomorrow. And they've got one more on the road before they head to the Big 12 Conference Tournament. But junior Barrington Hargress, number 24, joining us here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Man. Hey, you enjoying being a Buff?
Oh, yeah, I love it,
huh?
man. It's actually been a dream come true. I mean, I think I told you this before, but playing for UC Riverside, I loved it. But, like, coming to, like, big arenas like this, it was always different, like, having that arena cheer against you.
Yep.
Where now it's like I'm a part of the big arena, and it's really been an amazing experience.
Tell us about your process of getting here. So you're at Riverside, and obviously you got options out there. Mm-hmm. So why Tad Boyle? Why the Buffaloes? I
mean, it really just came down to, like, who I believed in as a coach. Mm-hmm. And what screamed out to me about Coach Boyle was just that KJ Simpson was a big reason because I grew up playing against KJ.
Okay.
And just understanding the type of player that KJ was and that Coach Boyle got him to be, I really aspired that, and I really trusted that. And then also the things that he wanted from a point guard were things that I really wanted to be. So it just really sounded like a great deal.
How about you got KJ with the Nuggets now?
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
Cool? That's awesome,
amazing. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, got in the other night, got his first points as a Nugget. Mm-hmm. So when you sat down with this coaching staff, with Tad and his staff, and they were talking about what they were looking for in a point guard, you're talking to them about what you want to become as a point guard. What was that conversation like?
I mean, I really just said I wanted to be a true point guard, a leader of the team, and I didn't really care about how many points I scored. I really just wanted to impact winning, and I wanted to make this place a winning program. So that's really just been my focus ever since I've gotten here, and I mean, that's kind of how my game kind of speaks for itself now. Like, I shoot very efficiently now, and that's really been something I take pride in. And that's all just because I really just wanted to play good basketball and trust my teammates. And that's really what I told the coaching staff I was coming here to do, and they've allowed me to do that.
You know, what you're talking about, being efficient, isn't it amazing? And I suppose you learn this becoming a more mature player. You're a junior now, so you've played a lot of college basketball. When you take good shots within the flow of the offense, isn't it amazing how productive you can be?
Yeah. I mean, that's something that I'm trying to preach to the young guys now. Mm-hmm. It's just that it allows your game to become you're able to do more, really, because when you play into whatever the defense gives you, they're going to start trying to take that away, and then that's when you can adjust the different counters, and then that's when you're going to make the defense pay more. So just letting the simple things happen, it's going to make you become a more efficient player, and it's going to make the defense always pay.
And I've said this to Barrington before. He does something that very few people do in college basketball anymore. He actually takes a 15-foot jump shot, right? I mean, in college basketball, it's either I'm going to dunk it or I'm going to take one from 25, right? Mm-hmm. And you find these little soft spots in there. You pull up instead of taking it all the way to the rim and getting it blocked, or missing a tough shot amongst the trees. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Why don't more guys do that?
I mean, I'll be honest. Like, my mentor was a 5'3" point guard. So
is that right?
He always told me, he was like, "Man, there's nothing for you down there. Like, you're gonna end up on the wood, and it's gonna hurt." So I mean, just understanding that, and then understanding that now, that's a real area that the defense kind of is gonna have to make a choice whether they're gonna either come up to you, and then that's when you can make a move to get to the rim, or they're going to stay too far back, and then I'm just going to make them pay. So that's something that I really took pride in, because I know it's a shot that I can get to whenever the time is running down and wherever we need a good shot.
Tell us about your dad, all right? His dad is awesome, by the way. When we're on the road someplace and your father Barry comes rolling on in. Mm-hmm. I mean, he what's the old line there from that baseball movie? He announces his presence with authority.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know that your dad's in the house when he shows up. Tell me about Barry.
I mean, that is literally my biggest cheerleader and my biggest critic, and I love him because he lets me know when I could do better, and then I'm always gonna have something to say back because that's my dad. But I always know that he's right, and then that's kind of just our relationship, is that he knows that I know that he's right, but he knows that I'm gonna say something back because that's just kind of, he was my first coach, and he understood that, like, I'm his son, and that I'm gonna think that that I'm talking to my dad sometimes, but he knows what's best for me. So I always listen to him, and I'm always gonna call him after a game. I'm gonna call him after a bad game or a good game. So he's always gonna be in my corner, and that's what I love about him.
Do you take after your father, do you think?
Nah,
No?
nah. I'm
You guys look alike.
yeah, but
look a lot alike, yes.
I would say I'm more quiet.
Okay.
I really like to just I'm more of a people observer,
Yeah.
and like you said, he's gonna make his presence known. And I mean, like, it's something that I love about him because like this is something like he's done to me since he was a kid. But since I was a kid,
Yeah.
he would talk to other players and he would tell them that I said something.
Oh, no, he didn't.
I said
no,
something
he
so
didn't.
that they
He was
would get
talking
riled
trash
up.
for you?
Yeah, but I didn't believe it. But he just wanted to get the best out of me, and he would
Okay.
always try to make the player come with their best, so that to see what I had, and he would
Right.
tell me if I didn't do it.
When you say he coached you, he was your first coach, what age bracket are we talking about?
I'm talking 5 to 12.
Okay, so youth basketball until you kind of got into organized ball.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
like he made a travel ball team for me and my friends.
Okay.
And then and he got a coach, the 5'3" point guard that I'm talking about. His name's Pookie Wigington. He was at
Okay. Wait, say Pookie what?
Pookie Wigington.
Pookie Wigington.
Yeah, he was
Awesome.
starting point guard of Seton Hall in 1989.
Okay.
1989, they made it to the national championship and lost against Michigan.
Yeah.
So-
Yes. Okay. Now this is starting to ring a bell with me. Yes.
Oh yeah. So that's been literally like one of my mentors since I was a kid, and my dad actually introduced me to him, and
All right.
he said that I know that I've went like my distance with you guys,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna let you guys go with him, and he was with us the whole step of the way until high school.
Awesome.
And he actually kind of helped me come here.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Pookie did.
Yeah.
All right. Now Pookie Wigington is a great name. It's almost as good as Barrington Hargress, by the
Okay.
way. Huh? You've got a great. I mean, look at me.
Shout out to my mom.
My name's Mark Johnson. That's boring. That nobody cares about that. But when you're Barrington Hargress, man, that says something. That's a great handle you got. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate
So
it.
mom. Now your
Mom.
dad's Barry.
My dad's Barry. The one thing that my dad said is that I can't get the same name as him.
Wait, so
I'm-
is he Bernard? Is he or is it
No,
just Barry?
no, just Barry.
It's just Barry.
Barry, yeah.
Okay. And so mom came up with Barrington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that.
She said it was more emphatic than him.
Oh man!
Yeah.
It sounds. You sound like you're a character in like a mystery novel. I mean, Barrington Hargress. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I didn't like it when I was a kid.
Well, I was going to ask you that.
I was going to say
so
that.
as a young man, that's a pretty big handle when you're
yeah,
7, right?
Yeah, like the jokes come from
Yeah.
the 7-year-olds
Yeah.
and stuff like that about Barrington, but
But when you're a grown man like you are now,
yeah,
now it's
now
really
it's real. It's
yeah.
real.
That's good stuff right there. Yeah. If you have a child, would you? When you have a child, you're gonna give him something unique like that? Will there be a Barrington Jr.?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
Okay.
There's a chance. I have a girlfriend now, so we
All
have
right.
we have some talking to do.
Well,
about it.
I'll just encourage you to have a conversation about that. I don't know where this relationship's going, but
Oh no.
I think
no.
it's worth a conversation.
We're
at this
getting
point,
there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. I'm old in age.
Do you want to announce anything here in the show? Because this would be a great
I
spot.
mean, it's coming up.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
How about your family? Do you have brothers and sisters too?
I have
or-
an older sister.
Yeah?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And then 3 nieces.
What is her name, by the way?
Forrest
Forrest
Hargress.
Hargress. Well, your parents were good at anything. Was she an athlete too?
She was. My dad swears that she was really good at track, and then she
Yeah.
came home and said that it's too competitive.
Okay, yeah.
So-
if you don't want to compete, that's
So
not,
we went two different
All right.
ways.
Was basketball always your game? Or did you play football?
I
or
tried
baseball, or-
everything.
Yeah.
I was good at football. My dad said that I was better at football than I was at basketball until I was around 13.
Okay.
And he was really good at football. So he got hurt playing football,
Interesting.
and he wasn't going to let me go down that route.
Right.
So,
From your body type, I mean, running back, maybe defensive back. Was that what you played?
yeah, I played
Yeah.
running back and defensive back, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. When did you
Right
give
on the
football
money.
up?
Wait, say it one more time.
When did you give it up? When did you finally say, okay, I'm just going basketball?
12.
12 years old.
12.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of sad.
Well, we're glad you ended up here. I can tell you that much. Who's the team that you're closest to right now?
Ooh. See,
Who do you live with? Or do you live with?
I live by myself.
Live by
Live by
yourself.
myself.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're an upperclassman. You can
yeah,
do that, yeah.
yeah. I would say it's really like BD or Isaiah. Those are my-
Bang out Dak or
they-
Isaiah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. I'd have to say two because just different reasons. Like BD for just like he's older and like we kind of just understand more and
Yeah.
I like the jokes more. But
Yeah.
with Isaiah, it's more just like I see a lot of myself in him.
And you, being an older guy, you can mentor him a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
So it's kind of like
Just like Pookie did with you.
yeah. So like, it's kind of just like that he did something wrong. I'll just be like, calm down. Like
Nice.
he's still a freshman at heart,
Yeah.
but like I told him after the game, I said, wow, you're human.
Yeah.
After Oklahoma State because
He's got a chance, though, doesn't he?
oh my God, dude,
Yes.
are you serious?
Yes.
Are you serious?
No. I'm agreeing with you. Yes.
Oh yeah, that boy is serious, and I love being a part of the journey with him because like it's similar, but it's so different because I
Sure.
did it at UC Riverside,
Yeah.
and he's doing it over here at the Big 12, so I give him
That's
major
awesome.
ups.
Well, when you're hanging out with the BD, by the way, you guys are quite the sight walking down the
Oh yeah,
hallway together. aren't you?
yeah.
7 feet tall and
Uh-huh.
6'1". How
Like
tall
my
are you? Are you 6'1"?
This is public. Yeah, 6'1". Yeah.
Is that's what Troy put on the roster?
Yeah.
That's how tall he is.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, keep up. You've been phenomenal.
Thank
we
you.
love having you here.
Thank you.
right? And can't
I
wait to see you
appreciate
this year or next
I
year, but you
appreciate
keep
it.
doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
All right, Barrington Hargress, point guard for your Colorado Buffaloes. He'll take on Kansas State on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock at the Event Center. Coming up next, hey, how about that women's team? 20 wins, 5 years in a row. They're on the verge of the top 25. JR Payne is with us next. This is Colorado basketball from Learfield. Back one final segment on our final show tonight here at Carelli's of Boulder. It's Bucks prime time. JR Payne joining us. How about that women's team? Winners of 5 in a row, where they knocked off number 20 Texas Tech on Saturday night, 75-68. The house was rocking. The game was great. Fourth quarter was outstanding.
It was great. It was a great day. You know, it's after the game, I said to Chris Livingston, she comes to all the games still. I said, that was fun. She said, really? I said, well, it was not that fun. It was too stressful. But some games are fun, though.
Yes.
I always say most of them are not that fun for me. But
everyone there has a great time.
That's what I said.
You don't enjoy it.
Crowd,
Tad doesn't enjoy it, but
I
everyone
know.
else does. Yeah.
Yeah, the crowd was great. We had, I think, 5,000 people and just really, like, engaged. And it was a fun game to watch. So.
Yeah. It was stressful from the standpoint it was kind of back and forth, and then they had the lead. But the fourth quarter, you guys kind of took
it was
took
really
control,
good. Yeah, second game in a row, or maybe not in a row, but
Yeah.
second game where we've been down in the fourth, down 6 or 7, and yeah, man, just great execution, unbelievable on the glass. Like we doubled them up. I think I read today, you know, Brian Howell's great with the stats, and he said in the last 4 games we've out-rebounded our opponents by almost 70 rebounds.
Is that right? The last 4 games.
Yeah, and so we held. I think our program record for an opponent's rebounds happened last week at Arizona. It was 17, and in the other 2 of our 4 games, we've held our opponent to 18 rebounds. Like just
That's a stupid number, really, when you think about it, right?
Truly.
18 rebounds?
It's hard to wrap your head around it, but
Yeah.
just a lot of tough, tenacious kids.
You know, I got to give you a compliment right now. Would you consider what is going on in college athletics, what JR's had to do with her roster the last few years? You've had to turn it over.
Oh yeah,
Right?
It's
been
tough.
a total turnover. It seems like every year,
Yeah.
and here you are now for the 5th year in a row with 20 wins this season.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, that says something for you and your staff. You guys need to
Staff,
applaud that.
yeah.
Give
Oh,
her
thanks.
applause for that. I mean, that's outstanding.
Thank you. Well, we have a great staff that has really worked hard to recruit the right players here.
Right.
You know, that fit our system, that are blue collar, hard nosed, tough. And so they fit us, you know, which allows us, I think, I mean, those are the kind of kids we always want to coach. Just
Sure.
those kids work well with us. And so
But to do that evaluation, it's one thing when you find a freshman or incoming freshman, and then you find another one the next year. You've had to do it with multiple players.
Yeah.
every year.
The last 2 years have been tough. 10
Yes.
new players 2 years in a row definitely was tough. So we are going to keep our team together this
There
year.
you go.
We only graduate 2. We're going to
Right.
keep everybody. We've already signed one really great freshman. She just became the all-time leading rebounder in her high school.
Nice.
She was at the game Saturday.
Okay.
Kale Junkie is her name, from Minnesota. She's great. And so then we'll just get a couple more in the spring probably. And
Those upper Midwest, North Dakota, Minnesota people are always awesome. Get more
love
of
them.
them.
I know.
They're really good people.
Yes, they're tough. They're not afraid of the cold weather.
Very attractive, very smart. Most of them coming from up there. Yeah, you're playing. I don't think there's any doubt. You're playing your best basketball right now, aren't you?
We are. Yeah, we really are. You know, and it hasn't all been smooth sailing, which is exciting for me. You know, I'd love to get up by 30 and win them all like that, but that's just not the reality. So to be able to grind out games where we're down and we have to claw our way back, and you know, the cohesiveness of this group is really, really strong.
Give me a comment about your 2 seniors. Start out with Jade Masagayo. Just tell me something about her.
I said at the banquet the other day, she's the most humble MVP you'd ever meet. You know, she really is just so sweet, and she's a bucket. Like she can rebound, she can score, she can attack your feet. She's just been great. I wish we had more time with both of them. Then the other senior is Anael Duta.
One of the great names. But speaking of great names, Anael Duta.
I know.
It's beautiful,
It's
isn't it?
beautiful.
Yeah.
Not very many people can say it properly,
right.
but
AD.
Best rebounder I've ever coached. She's
Is
6,
that right?
She's 6.
Now that's something you just said right there.
I know. Well, check this out. We list her at 6'1", but in all honesty, she's 6 feet tall.
Okay.
And she leads the Big 12 conference in offensive rebounding.
I'm looking for Barrington after you said that right there. To see
I know.
If he had
He's a little more honest
Yeah.
than the. But yeah, I mean, she's third in the conference, and we have a big conference. I mean, there's 6'7", 6'6", 6'7", and to be number 3 in the conference in overall rebounds and number 1, like by a pretty big margin in offensive rebounding, is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Offensive rebounding comes down to, as former coach Jeff Bozelic used to say, a will and a want to, doesn't it?
yes, that's a perfect way to describe it. And you got to have a little bounce, especially when you're 6 feet tall.
That's right. Yeah.
And she has all of it. Yeah. So.
All right, you got this Tuesday night game. So that's why you had senior night over the weekend so that the families could all be here.
Yeah.
And so Utah, tell us about Utah and what you're going to expect on Tuesday.
Utah is, well, they lead the conference in assisted field goals, so they share the ball really well. They shoot the heck out of the ball. They have, almost every single player on the roster can really shoot it. So they'll stretch you out, a lot of ball screens. We got to be really locked in defensively. And other than that, defensively, it's pretty normal, like just man-to-man.
Okay.
They keep it pretty simple. So, two good teams, and it's always cool. I love their coach. I love their team. And so old Pac-12 foes. We love to play the Pac-12 teams. It's always, kind of the good old days.
Yeah. And then the women after that one, so they play Utah on Tuesday, then you got to go to BYU.
Yep.
And then your regular season's done before you head to the tournament. I asked this comment or this question of Tad. I'll ask you, and I think it's obvious. You played or won 5 games in a row. Your team playing its best basketball, hungry, fighting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we built our entire program on being underdogs, and we recruited kids that felt a little bit overlooked, and so there's nothing that anyone could ever do that would take that chip off of our shoulder, and so we're very hungry, as is everybody else at this time of the year. So, but our team is like very locked in and very focused, and know exactly what we need to do to keep.
Did you find it all? Tad and I have talked about this. Do you find freshmen hitting a wall that you've had to kind of help them through this year?
Not as much this year as maybe some past years.
Okay.
I think the cohesiveness of our locker room has helped tremendously with that. Because everybody just gets along so well, and the upperclassmen are so helpful to the young ones, and I think honestly we're having just lots of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
It's
we got to keep it
amazing
going.
when a team is enjoying itself, how well they can play, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Shannon just told me we got to go.
All right, we got to go.
Hey, you keep kicking tail down the stretch here, will
Thank you.
Let's hear it for
Appreciate
JR Payne and the CU women. They've got, again, that's tomorrow night. Utah is in town. Then they're at BYU. Would you guys do me a favor? You got JT standing in the back right there. Give he and Carelli's a big round of applause. They've hosted us all season long for the last 16 years. This is where you want to come if you're heading out for dinner in Boulder, Colorado. Women tomorrow, men on Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. It's been a great year.